The first question says, which of the following expressions is equal to 0 for some value of x? So what you would do here is pick some value of x. We could use as 2. So it has to equal to 0. So let's just use 2. So we would just plug in 2 into each equation. We're going to do absolute value of 2 minus 1. Minus 1 gives you 0. That works. Now let's try this one. 2 plus 1 plus 1 gives you 4. Does not work, so it's eliminated. 1 minus 2 plus 1, negative 1 plus 1, absolute value 1 plus 1 is 2. Does not work. Let's try 2 for this one. We have to, the end goal is to get 0. So 2 works for, usually you would use 2 for both. Because then if you have 1, it'd be 0 minus 1, negative 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 3. So 2 is just a better number to use. And then you would do 2 again. So 2 minus 1 plus 1 gives you 1, just 2. So it does not work. Our answer is choice A for question 1. Question 2. In the function above, b is a constant. If f of 6 is equal to 7, what is the value of f of negative 2? So first, what we have to do is find b from x is equal to 6, because that's what x is equal. That's what they give us. And they told us y is equal to 7 at when x is equal to 6. So the coordinate would be 6, 7. So we would do f of 6 is equal to 3 over 2x, which is 6, plus b. 6 times 3 is 18, divided by 2 is 9, plus b gives you 7. So you would subtract by 9 both sides to get b is equal to negative 2. So b is negative 2, so our equation would be f of x is equal to 3 over 2x minus 2. And then so we would just plug in negative 2 for x. So we would do f of negative 2 is equal to 3 over 2 times negative 2 minus 2. So then becomes negative 1, negative 3 minus 2 becomes negative 5. Our answer is choice A. Question 3. If x comma y is a solution to the system of equations above, what is the value of y? So one way we could do it is to understand that we can just multiply everything by y on both sides to get x. X is equal to 6y. And then you would do 4 comma y plus 1 is equal to 6y, because that's what x is equal to. And then so now you have everything in one equation, and then you would do 4y plus 4 is equal to 6y minus 4y minus 4y. And then you get 4 is equal to 2y divided by 2. Y is equal to 2. And so that is our answer, choice A. So just simple, just system of equations. So tip would be to isolate and be consistent with one variable. Question 4. If f of x is equal to negative 2x plus 5, what is the value of f of negative 3? So you would do f of x is equal to negative 2x plus 5. So then you would do f of negative 3x is equal to negative 2 times negative 3x plus 5. Just plug in for x. So you should get positive 6x plus 5, which is choice B. Yeah, choice B is our answer. Yeah. Just plug in. Oops. Plug in question. And then sorry. Okay, yeah. So question 5. You have which of the following is equivalent to the expression above? So what the first thing we would do is, you have two binomials, which are binomials. And then you would do 3 times 2x plus 1, 4x plus 1. So then you would distribute the 3 first to the one of the binomials. So you get 6x plus 3, and then 4x plus 1. And then you would do 6x times 4x, which is you do FOIL. First, outer, inner, last. So you do 6x times 4x is 24x squared. Then 6x plus times 1 is just 6x. 3 times 4x is 12x, and then 3 times 1 is 3. So then you combine the two x's, you get 24x squared plus 18x plus 3. And that is our answer for choice for question 5, choice C. Question 6. If a minus b over b is equal to 3 or 7, which of the following also must be true? So you're trying to find out what a and b equal to. So what we can do is you can cross multiply. You can cross multiply because they're in proportions. So a minus b over b is equal to 3 over 7. You can cross multiply. You get or you don't even have to do that. You can do b is equal to 7 because it just gives you the direct value. And then what you can do is a minus 7 is equal to 3 because that's where you know b is. B is 7. And then you do x plus 7 on both sides, and then you know a is equal to 10. So then you would do just a is equal to 10, b is equal to 7, and then you see which one matches. A is equal to 10, b is equal to 7, this one works. A is equal to -4, no, it does not work. A plus b, which is 10 plus 7, 17, no, it does not work. A minus 2b, 10 minus 2 times 7, 10 minus 14, which is -4, it does not work. So our answer is choice B for question 6. Question 7. While preparing to run a marathon, Amelia created a training schedule in which the distance of her longest run every week increased by a constant amount. So something with constant amount, so like slope, linear. That's another way to think about it. If Amelia's training schedule requires that her longest run in week 4 is a distance of 8 miles, so week 4 is 8 miles, and their longest run in week 16, which is 26 miles, which the describes how the distance Amelia runs changes between week 4 and week 16. So if there's a linear change, you know, that has to be this has to be linear. So you would do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, x1, y1, x2, y2. So you would do 26 minus 8, and then 6 minus 4. Make it neater. 6 minus 8, 6 minus 4. So you get 18 over 4, which is, no, let's see, 26, oh, 16, sorry. Yeah, so this makes sense, 12, okay, sorry. Yeah, so 18 over 12, which is 1.5 per week. It increases the distance longer, makes sense. I mean, circle it. That makes sense. Amelia increases the distance of her longest run by 2 miles for every 3 weeks. That's not true because if it was every 2 weeks, then you would double it. So it'd be 3, which is wrong. Amelia increases the distance 2 miles for each week. No, that's not true because that's not the slope. And this is also not true. So our answer for question 7 is choice D. Just have to figure out slope, which is linear. Next question, which of the following equation represents a line that is parallel to the line with the equation y is equal to -3x plus 4? So what we would have to do here is we have to put everything in y is equal to mx plus b form for all. So you would do 2y is equal to -6x plus 15. Parallel means parallel, same slope. So we divide by 2, y is equal to -3x plus 15 over 2. -3x, okay, it matches, so A might be correct. And then you would do that, you do -y is equal to -3x plus 7 divided by -1 divided by negative on both sides. Y is equal to 3x minus 7. It's different signs, so this is incorrect. Then it would be, then you would isolate the x's again, so you get -3y is equal to -2x plus 6 divided by -3 divided by -3. Y is equal to positive 2/3 x plus or minus 2, which is not correct because it's not even the same numerical value, so that's also incorrect. Last question, last choice, you would do 3y is equal to minus x plus 1 x, and then divided by 3 on both sides. Y gives you -1/3 x plus 1/3, which is also not the same. So our answer is choice A. You just have to know this key right here. Question 9. If a is equal to 2, what is the solution set of the equation above? So we would just plug in values or plug in what in the equation. So what we can do here is we can square both sides. Yeah, x minus 2 is equal to you can, if it's x minus 1 second, oops. Sorry. So you would square, and then since it's x minus a squared, it would be x squared minus 2ax plus a squared. So that's what we would have to do. So then that's the key way of doing it. So you would do x squared minus 2 times x times 4 plus 4 squared. So that'll give you x minus 2 is equal to x squared minus 8x plus 16. And then you could combine like terms. So then you would do minus x plus 2 minus x plus 2. You get x squared minus 9x plus 18 gives you 0. And then you could factor it out. So you do x minus, and then you would do sum, and factors, and then sum because it's a positive sign. Oops, sorry for not being neat. So you have to find two factors that add up to multiply to 18 that add up to a 9. So 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6, and then those are the 3. So 19, 11, and 9. So these are the 2. So 3 and 6. So we can make a table. X minus 3 is equal to 0. X minus 6 is equal to 0. And then x is equal to 3. X is equal to 6. Now let's double check. So if we double check again, x minus 2 is equal to x minus 4. We can do 3 minus 2 is equal to 3 minus 4. Radical 1 is equal to negative 1. That's not true. So x is not equal to 3. So that's eliminated. 2 is already not in the question because it's either 3 or 6. And since 3 is not in the answer, it has to be choice D. But let's double check. So then we would do we would have to do 6 minus 2 is equal to 6 minus 4. 2, and then this would be 4 squared, or radical 4. 2 is equal to 2. That is correct. So it is choice D for question 9. Question 10. If t plus 5 over t minus 5 is equal to 10, what is the value of t? Same thing. Proportions question. So what you would have to do is t plus 5 over t minus 5 is equal to 10 over 1. You can cross multiply to get t minus 5 is equal to t plus 5 times 1. So you get, distribute the 10, you get 10t minus 50 is equal to t plus 5. And then you would combine like terms. And then you would do minus t and then minus 5 minus 5 minus t. Or you, sorry. You would, do that. So then, yeah, so 10t minus 50 is equal to t plus 5. Combine everything, combine or isolate x, I should say, sorry. Yeah, isolate x, and then minus t, or isolate t in this case. So then minus t, and then add 50 on both sides. So you get 9t is equal to 55. To solve for t, you just divide it by 9 on both sides to get 55 over 9 as our answer for t, which is choice D. And now question 11. And for question 10, sorry. Yeah. Question 11. How many ordered pairs x comma y satisfy the system of equations above? So notice how there's a trend with system of equation problems. System of equations, I think this is the third one, I think, or second one, but you just have to know system of equations are very important on the SAT. Okay, So they give you a value of x, right, which is 2y plus 5, and then they give you two binomials. Y is equal to 2x minus 3, x plus 9. So what you could do here is plug in this value for x, and then so we could do that. So we could do y is equal to 2x minus 3 yeah, what we could do actually is we could distribute, we could FOIL everything out first, and then substitute x. So that's what we could do. So we can do 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x plus 9 times 9 is 18x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. So that's equal to y. Y is equal to 2x squared plus 15x minus 27. And we can just plug in y. Let's see. If because I'm thinking you have to use b squared for a c method. That's what you would have to do. Unless you do b squared minus 4ac already for ac, which is the discriminant. This is the discriminant, and it allows you to see how many solutions there are. Determines. Let me write this down for understand. Discriminant allows to determine number of solutions. So you would do here is b squared minus 4ac. This is a, b, and c. So you would do 15 squared minus 4 times 8 times 4 times a, which is 2 times c. 15 times 15 is 225 minus 8 times 27. 27 times 8 is 56. 21 to 16. Yeah, so 225 minus 216 gives you 9. And if the discriminant is, or if b squared minus is equal to 0, then it's one solution. If it's greater than 0, two solution. Less than 0, no solution. So if it's greater than, since it's 9, we know it's greater than 2, greater than 0, so that means it has two solutions. Choice C for 11. Yeah. So you could have substituted x, but you can also just distribute and figure out that way, but both ways work. Question 12. Ken and Paul each ordered a sandwich at a restaurant. The price of Ken's sandwich was X dollars, and the price of Paul's sandwich was $1 more than the price of Ken's sandwich. If Ken and Paul split the cost of the sandwiches evenly and each paid a 20% tip, which of the following expressions represents the amount in dollars each of them paid? So what we could do here is realize that since Ken paid X times the 1 point, since he paid X and then he had a 20% tip, it would be the 100% plus the 20% tip, which is 1.2 in decimal. It would be 120 divided by 2, or move this whole place 2 times, and then Paul would be x plus 1 because it was $1 more, so this was the total, and then you also paid a 20% tip, so it'd be 1.2 as well. And then if you just combine everything, it'd be 1.2x plus 1.2x plus 1.2. So you get 2.4x plus 1.2. But now since it's asking for each of them paid, it would have to be, if Ken and Paul split the cost of the sandwich evenly and each paid a 29% tip, you would divide everything by 2 to get 1.2x plus 0.6, which is why our answer is choice C instead of the most common picked wrong answer, which is choice D, 12. So that's why 12 is C. 13. The function is f and g defined by f of x is x squared 8x squared minus 2, and g of x is negative 8x squared plus 2 are graphed in the xy plane above. The graphs of f and g intersects at the points k comma 0 and negative k comma 0. What is the value of k? So if they intersect at this point and this point right here, what you would have to do is set both f of x and g of x equal to one another. So you would do 8x squared minus 2 is equal to negative 8x squared plus 2. And then you add 8x squared both sides, and then add the 2's. And then so you get 16x squared is equal to 4. Divided by 16, you get x squared is equal to 1/4. Take the square root, x is equal to 1/2. So you know that k is equal to 1/2, or choice B for 13. 14. If the expression above is rewritten in the form a plus bi, where a and b are real numbers, what is the value of a? So this is imaginary numbers. These show up sometimes. Imaginary number questions. So they show up some not as frequently as system equations or other types of algebra 1 type problems. They can definitely show up. So what you would have to do is rationalize. So meaning that you would have to multiply the top and bottom by the opposite sign of the denominator. So you would have to multiply, since the denominator is 3 minus 2i, you would have to multiply top and bottom by 3 plus 2i. So then you would do FOIL again. And so you would do 8 times 3 is 24. And then 16i minus 3i minus 2i squared over this. So this would be 9 plus 6i minus 6i minus 4i squared. And then you know that I squared is equal to -1 because I is -1, radical -1. You combine like terms, so you get 24 plus 13i minus 2 times -1 because I squared is -1 over 9. The 6 i's cancel out, and then minus 4 times -1. So then you get 24 plus 13i plus 2. So it's 20. And then you get 9 plus 4. So then you combine it even further. 26 plus 13i over 13. So then you could divide it by 3. So you could divide it by, you could divide by 13 to get 2 plus I as your answer, and this would be a plus bi, which is just a. I mean, this is you could you could do, yeah, a plus bi, so then that would be 2. So is asking for the value of a. Yeah, so 2. That would be our answer, 2. And then okay. 15. In the quadratic equation above, k and p are constants. What are the solutions of x? So what you would do for this problem would be, you would do x squared minus k over 2x is equal to 2p. So then what you would do is you would set everything to one side. You could multiply everything by 2 to get 2x squared minus kx is equal to 4p, then minus 4p on both sides to get 2x squared minus kx minus 4p is equal to 0. And then you do the quadratic, which is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b, or b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x is equal to negative k, which is plus minus square root of b squared, which is k squared minus 4 times a times c 4 over 2 times 2. So then you get x is equal to k plus minus square root of k squared minus plus 32 over 4. So then you would have, this is p by the way. P. And then you get x is equal to k plus, you can have it rewritten as k over 4 plus minus square root of k squared over 32p over 4, which is choice B for 15. And that's how you would solve 15. Now moving on to the filling questions. So now we're done with the multiple choice, and it ranges from the easiest to hardest. And now we're resetting in terms of difficulty. So 16 would be the easiest fill in, and then 20 would be the hardest fill in. Question 16. Shim has a triangular shelf system that attaches to a shower head. The total height of the system is 18 inches, as mentioned right here. And there are 3 parallel shelves shown above. What is the maximum height in inches of a shampoo bottle that can stand upright on the middle shelf? So right here. So what you can do is make a proportion. So you have 2x plus 3x plus 1, or plus 1x gives you 6x. So then what you would do is you would have 18, right? So you would do 6 as equal to 18, x would equal to 3. And so now if you want to find the height, you could do height, let's say height is equal to y. So then you would do, since that's equal to 3, you can have a correlation between the height of the heights of the shelves. So what you could do is plug in that height is, actually make it x. So then you would do 2 times 3, 3 times 3, and then 1 times 3 to get the heights of the maximum heights. So it'd be 6, 9, and 3. And this is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. So that would mean that it is possible, like that makes sense with the height because it matches with the total. So the maximum height of the shampoo bottle in the middle shelf, 3x or 3 times 3 is 9, which is our answer. So it'd be 9 inches. 17. In the triangle above, sine of x is equal to 0.6. What is the value of cosine y? So sine of x, which is, let's write, so COA, so is opposite of our hypotenuse. So this is hypotenuse, and then adjacent. So up or adjacent, and this is hypotenuse. Sine of x is 0.6. So sine up is 6. Hypotenuse is 10. And then what we could do is cosine of y, since we know this is 10 and this is 6, we could do cosine of y, which is cut. So this is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent. So now for y, it would be adjacent over hypotenuse, which is also 6 over 10. So 6 over 10 would work, or 0.6 would also work in this, or if you want to write it differently. So the answer is 0.6 or 6 over 10. 18. For what real value of x is the equation above true? So this would be a grouping question. So you have x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x minus 10 is equal to 0. Split it down the middle. So then you would have table, and then you would take out the common denominator. You would take out a common factor. So you could take out an x squared on both sides. You get x minus 5, and then you can also do the same here. Since it's positive, it would be a positive 2, x minus 5. And since these match, what you're doing is correct. And this would be x minus 5, and then you combine this and this number. So it'd be x squared plus 2 equals 0. So one answer would be x minus 5 is equal to 0, or x is equal to 5 would be one answer. Another answer would be x plus 2 is equal x squared plus 2 is equal to 0. Solve for x. But since we already found an answer for the equation, we can just say the real number would be 5. You don't have to solve this part. So answer for question 18 is 5. 19. If x comma y is a solution of the system of equations, what is the value of x? What we could do here is do elimination. So we could do negative 3x plus 4y is equal to 20. 6x plus 3y is equal to 15. We could do 2x, and we multiply 2y on top. Take a negative 6x plus 8y is equal to 40. 6x plus 3y is equal to 15. Combine it, and you get rid of the x's. You get 11y is equal to 55. Y is equal to 5. Now, since they want to know the value of x, you would just plug in y for the equation. So let's use the bottom equation. So it would be 6x plus 3 times 5, 15. 6x plus 15 is equal to 15. Subtract 15 on both sides. 6x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. So that is our answer for 19. See, there's a lot of system equation problems on this exam. So just getting that down, right, having different solving system equation problems differently is always key. Last question. The mesosphere is a layer of Earth's atmosphere between 50 kilometers and 85 kilometers above Earth's surface. At a distance of 50 kilometers from Earth's surface, the temperature in the mesosphere is -5 degrees Celsius. And at a distance of 80 kilometers from the Earth's surface, the temperature in the mesosphere is -80 Celsius. For every additional 10 kilometers from Earth's surface, the temperature in the mesosphere decreases by K Celsius, where K is a constant. What is the value of K? So the important key words is that K is a constant and it decreases by K Celsius. So it's a slope or linear problem. And they give you data points. At a distance of 50, the temperature is -5. And then at 80, that it's 80. So what we can do is x1, y1, x2, y2. So we can do -80 minus -5, and then 80 minus 50. And so we could have 30, and then -75. So you could do the, let's see, 1 second. Let's see. Decreases by K. Oh, okay, wait, I got it. I think I get it. Yeah, it's just okay. Yeah, so you would have to do -75 over 30, which is equal to 2.5. And then since it's asking for every additional 10 kilometers, you would just multiply by 10 to get -25, or decrease, which implies a -25 degrees Celsius change. Right, because if you do 30 times 60 and then half the 50, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so that's how you do that problem. You're just understanding that it's a slope problem, and that once you do the slope problem, you can just do the basic calculation, and then you'll be able to get the correct answer. Hope you found great value in this webinar. If you have any questions, please reach out to the Embrace Tutoring team. Check out the TikToks, the YouTube videos, and also the website, and reach out through email. We're always happy to help. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and please remember to contact us at info@embracetutoring.com to set up any personalized private tutoring sessions you would like. Stay tuned for future videos, and best of luck with your studies. We definitely encourage you to visit our Instagram as well as TikTok pages if you have any questions along the way. Take care, guys. Best of luck with your studies.